A $500,000 watch that doesn't even tell time properly. No smart features, no diamonds, no notifications, just gears, springs, and screws. So why are the ultra-rich obsessed with them? The answer isn't time, it's status, it's strategy, and it's a secret language only the rich truly understand. This is why $500,000 watches exist, and why they sell out. To understand luxury watches, you have to forget everything you know about timekeeping. For the average person, a watch is a tool, maybe a fashion accessory. But for the ultra-rich, a watch is a statement. Take Richard Mille, for example. These watches can cost anywhere from $200,000 to over $2 million. They don't track your steps. They don't sync with your phone. They don't even always tell accurate time. So what's the appeal? In high society, these watches are subtle codes. They communicate that you belong to a club most people will never see, let alone join. And ironically, the fact that they're impractical is the point. The rich aren't buying features. They're buying status, scarcity, and silent power. Ultra-luxury watches don't become valuable because of what they do. They become valuable because of what they represent. Many Richard Mille watches are made in extremely limited quantities, sometimes fewer than 100 units worldwide. That's not an accident. It's marketing genius. When supply is limited and demand is high, exclusivity becomes the product. You can't just walk into a store and buy one. Even if you have the money, you need relationships. You need to be approved. For the ultra-rich, this exclusivity isn't a barrier. It's a badge. In fact, the harder it is to get, the more desirable it becomes. And that exclusivity creates a psychological effect called costly signaling. In simple terms, if you can afford to waste money on something seemingly unnecessary, it proves you're in a league of your own. But here's what's really fascinating. These watches aren't just status symbols. They're financial tools. Many luxury watches increase in value over time, especially if they're from high-end brands or rare collections. A Rolex Daytona, for example, retails around $15,000, but can resell for $30,000 or more, depending on the market. Why? Because supply is limited and demand is global. Smart buyers, and especially wealthy ones, treat watches as alternative assets like art or real estate. They know the market. They watch trends. They buy specific models to store wealth discreetly. And unlike stocks or bank accounts, watches are portable. In some cases, people use watches to transport value across borders without triggering red flags or taxes. Some even use them as collateral for loans. For the ultra-rich, a watch isn't a splurge. It's a strategy. There's another layer to this obsession: identity. Luxury watch brands have mastered the art of psychological storytelling. When you buy a Patek Philippe, you're not just buying a watch, you're buying into a legacy. One of their most famous slogans is, "You never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation." That line has sold millions of dollars in watches because it taps into emotion. People don't just buy luxury to show off. They buy it to feel something: permanence, legacy, class. These brands understand that emotion drives value far more than logic ever could. A smartwatch is disposable. A Richard Mille? That's a symbol. And in elite social circles, symbols speak louder than anything. But beyond personal identity, luxury watches also function as social currency. In certain circles, wearing a rare watch can open doors that money alone cannot. It's a silent introduction, a sign to others that you belong, that you understand the unspoken rules of exclusivity. At high-stakes meetings, charity galas, or private clubs, a watch is more than an accessory. It's a conversation starter. It signals taste, sophistication, and a shared appreciation for craftsmanship. And for the ultra-wealthy, that kind of subtle recognition is priceless. Because in their world, reputation and relationships often matter more than money itself. So when someone wears a $500,000 Richard Mille, they're not just making a personal statement. They're participating in a social ritual that reinforces their place in an exclusive community. When you step back, it becomes clear. These watches tell a much bigger story than just time. They're about power. They're about strategy. They're about identity, both personal and social. For the ultra-rich, every purchase has meaning, and luxury watches are a rare example of an object that blends art, engineering, and psychology so seamlessly. It's not really about keeping time. It's about keeping score. In a game, only a few can play. So next time you see someone wearing a watch worth more than a house, remember, to them, it's not a splurge. It's an investment in themselves, in their image, and in the quiet, unspoken currency of exclusivity. So the next time you see someone wearing a $500,000 watch, don't ask what time it is. Ask what they're signaling. Chances are that watch is telling a much bigger story about their wealth, about their strategy, about their identity, and the fact that it doesn't even tell time that well, that might just be the most expensive flex in the world. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss the next deep dive here on Rich Explained. Thanks for watching. At Rich Explained, we uncover the hidden strategies, stories, and secrets of the ultra-wealthy, so you can understand the game they're playing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights every week. And let us know in the comments, what's the most expensive thing you've ever seen someone wear? Until next time.